Hello, my name is Andrew Jones, and I'm here to talk to you today about Monster vs. Player. It's an upcoming game that I'm writing. Um, I recently did get into game development. My main line of work is within IT development, and it's a very uh, sort of comparable skill set, and it's just something I've grown a lot of interest in. So I do want to show you my prototype here of what I've been working on, and just explain how the game is shaping up, what I want it to be, and just try to get some interest and some feedback in it. So let's get started. So this is Monster versus Player. This would be something where you're on the opposite side of the regular, where you would be basically the monster enemy force. If you think about games like you know a traditional RPG, you're going to be faced with your starting classes of do you want to be a rogue or a warrior or a sorcerer, and you look at that and say, well, you can't be any of those. They're all kind of grayed out. But you would be able to pick some kind of sort of dungeon core creature, and it's like, okay, well, your main choices weren't available, but you've got this dungeon core that you're going to basically have to start with from the very early levels and sort of build your army from there. So the way that this game is going to work is essentially for each stage you would have dungeon points, and you would build these dungeon points up over time. But your dungeon points allow you to basically place units on the field. So starting with, let's say, the skeleton. Let's put a skeleton out there, and let's put a ghost. The ghost can be over here. And notice I've spent 8 out of 20, or spent 12 out of 20 points. So if I wanted to throw another ghost or skeleton out there, I can do that. Let's go ahead and place another ghost in a placeable range, being this right here. So then when we click Start Battle, the turn system begins. So my first turn I know would be the ghost. He's got the highest movement value right now, so he's kind of the first character to go. So just to talk generally about the move system, I'm able to restrict movement based on this whole thing. It's not grid based. It's kind of like more of a distance based type of thing. So I've kind of moved back. If I wanted to reset that movement, I'm just going to move there again. I know I can't do anything at this distance, and I would end my turn. So we'll do the same thing with this guy. We'll kind of move him out there and prepare him for battle. I'll end my turn again. Now it's time for my skeleton. Let's move the turn. So these are my monster forces. Right now I can do skeletons and ghosts. Eventually I would have more monsters in my arsenal, including like some summons, some just really unique monsters, or actually not so unique, right? They're just going to be the common things you would see: trolls, orcs, ghosts, skeletons, um, maybe some legendary beasts or things like that, right? So just this is your general monster force. So as we end turn, I wanted to show that in this prototype we have, it is these kind of like there's a building blocks of foundation. Each of these is kind of like a cube, and the cubes would kind of stack together in a certain way so that maybe eventually we can kind of create our own stages. That'll at least will help me to create the stages as I go through this. You notice that there's a peasant character, and then there is a paladin character in the lower screen here. So I think the next turn would be the paladin character. He's going to move toward one of the enemy fighters, and he actually is in range, so he's going to be attacking the ghost. Next would be the peasant. He'll move kind of his distance, and he doesn't have anything to do there. So now we're back to our ghost character where I can kind of project my attack. He's got a big sweeping of his scythe, so let's go ahead and press X to attack. Right now it's X because if you click this, it kind of messes up the movement, so I'll keep it as a button press for now. And then we would basically, I can move away from him, or I can end my turn. And strategically, I should probably move away because maybe he won't be able to attack me next time. So I'll move away and I'll end turn there. Now, next I do have another skeleton or ghost. I'll just kind of move down to this corner of the screen. I'll end my turn. Skeleton's turn. let's go ahead and we'll go and take a hit from, you know what, let's go back. I'll take a hit from the peasant. I don't want to be in range of that paladin because he'll probably take me out. So he's moving toward the ghost. He is able to attack me. He's going to attack me, and he killed me. So one of my characters is down. I wanted to show that the peasant is able to land an attack on my skeleton. I'm still not ready to. I don't know if I attacked with him yet. I'll just kind of hang out here in the corner. Next is my skeleton. So I'm ready to project my attack. This is just the basic attack for now. Later on there would be more skills or things that are sort of diversifying that ability of amount of actions that a character could do. So I've projected, I've attacked. He has 15 health points, so the peasant dies like fodder, right? They're just you know, the basic characters of the game. Eventually, you know, toward the end game, you can make them stronger, but at the end of the day, they're a peasant. They have like some of the lowest stats starting out. Probably the same as the skeleton, right? They're just going to be your bottom of the rung type of characters in the tree. So I've ended my turn. Big Knight's on his way to me. Obviously, he went a bit past his movement range there. This is kind of something I'm toying with, like to make him stop at the end of the range, or to make him stop at a predetermined distance away, because you know, it's the difference between you clicking it versus them deterministically finding that in their path. So I'm just going to kind of move my ghost over here, and let's kind of let's get to a point where we're able to try to take this paladin out. He's got I think he's got a starting health of about 100. So I've attacked him. I've ended my turn, and yeah, he's going to attack my skeleton. He's not able to kill it yet. I'm going to go ahead and move my ghost over here. If you notice, there are animations that correspond with each action. I mean, you know, the paladin's barely in range there. Let's go ahead and let's not cheese it. Let's kind of move back to the point where he's obviously in range, right? Maybe we'll catch him on the ankle or something. So we'll go ahead and scythe him attack. And yeah, want to end the turn. And let's do a projection of the attack. I know that he's going to kill my skeleton probably in the next round. You know, in light of that, let's kind of move away and see if he refocuses his efforts on the ghost character. So there he goes. All right, so targeting done. Just to kind of go over what the AI system is for now. There's like a series of evaluations that these AI characters are going to do, or the player characters in this case. They would be doing something like finding if they can perform attack where they are and make a dent in the enemy force. That would be like, if you perform attack, is there anything I can attack locally? If there's not, let's move toward that, and then after we've moved, are we able to do something now? And then, you know, later on in the game, we might sort of have more prioritization to have maybe like, let's go after healers, or let's go after summoners, or whoever has the lowest HP, we would sort of target those enemy forces. Let's go ahead and just wrap this up here. So take the paladin out, or attempt to take him out. I'm going to move away from him because I know he's going to basically get me on the next turn. So he's going to, oh, we got the skeleton now. If I move him close though, he's going to bite the dust. Alright, so project attack. Now that I know he's in range, I will X, and it's not enough. He's probably gonna just turn around and smack me in the head, and skeleton is down. Next, let's move our ghost out here. And so just, I wanted to go over one thing. The reason the skeletons are not disappearing like this is because I want to have a character that can reanimate them, probably with, you know, like 25% of what their health was. So just have like a little bit of a resurrection system for them. I think I can, yeah, I don't want it to target the skeleton. That's not going to work. We've projected the attack. This paladin's our attack range. We'll swipe him. We've killed him. All right, he's down. He's disappeared. At this point, you would want to end turn and kind of do your victory screen, right? None of that's been coded yet. We just kind of actually it would be moved between the dead what is his name, skeleton, so he can kind of move around, but he's not supposed to, right? We don't want that to happen. But that's the gist of the game. It is a strategy RPG game, so it's very similar to what you might find with like Disgaea, Final Fantasy Tactics, etc. I think it's better to have a 3D plane to deal with in this, and it's not something that I would have thought years ago I would have ever tried to do because 3D animation and 3D objects is very seems like it's so much more than 2D. But at the end of the day, there's tons of assets that are available for this, art assets, and I'm not the greatest artist myself. I'm kind of learning as we go along. But likewise with 3D games, I've been a big fan of action RPGs like Path of Exile and Diablo, and I want to try to incorporate some of those things into the game that are unique to the genre. Maybe like the typical like health and mana bubbles, and then like maybe a skill system here in the middle. Kind of looking at some options there, and not just the green buttons that do different things. Um, so the kind of I wanted to get this ideology out here about how I'm looking at shaping up the game. I would like feedback. That's the general purpose of having this community interaction really. And I want this to be the first video of a series to show my progression along, how long it takes, and what kind of decisions I make with other people's input, right? I want to get feedback. I don't want to create something in isolation and then 2 years, 3 years later, when it's finally ready to push to Nintendo Switch or mobile or Steam or something like that, that I kind of push out something that isn't everyone else's, not in line with how other people would have made some design decisions. So I definitely don't want to do that. I want to kind of have a refined product with good feedback, and I'll be sharing my progress along the way. So I'm thinking of like more videos in the future about what does the itemization system look like? What does the skill system look like? How would you, like, what makes this game unique, right? Do we want to, maybe just a small hint there is I don't want skills to be really statically assigned to a class. Like if mage can do a fireball, long term, if there's a magic user or a magic capable user, they should be able to do a fireball as well. That kind of thing. Same thing for healing. Same thing for like maybe dark magic or something. I do want to talk about my planned characters. There's a sort of a mini army lined up with the possibilities you can have here in this drop down. Likewise with the human side. And then, just other developments as they happen, right? There's other systems that I have in mind that I want to get started. So I just want to share those progresses. But it's kind of enough for this video. Let me know what you think about the game. I will link a playable version of this prototype, just so you can get your hands on it and give me some feedback. I know that there are some obvious bugs, right? I can I can name like 15, 20 bugs at this point, but I just wanted to get it out here and get some feedback on it. So I appreciate it. Again, this is Andrew Jones. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoy my game.